This evening, we will be taking a look at a new membership benefit that is being offered to the uh, individual general members. And we will be starting off with Mike Green, who will go through how to access the new benefit through myava.org. So, Mike, if you'd like to get started.
Sure. So Henry and I have been in discussions with a group that will explain themselves better, but the idea is to give additional benefits to those that are individual members of the AVA, used to be called associate members. And so what I'm going to do first is actually share a screen. And what you'll see here is a standard login page, and I'm going to use a test account that I have set up. But it's a typical login page, and what I'm going to show you is what will eventually appear on your page, which is a new quick link talking about AVA individual member benefits. And it's actually, there's a click here type of interface, and you can also click on My Awards, as it turns out. It's just this way, if you're not used to using the tabs to get to this particular feature, then you're welcome to. But the idea is that we will have this quick link will be on your homepage when we finally implement this fully across all user accounts. So in particular, this will give you access to this new member benefit that includes discounted entertainment and travel offers. And so what I'm here to do is just show you how you would access that. So here you see I've clicked on basically the My Awards tab, or in this case I actually clicked on the click here button. It's the same difference. And I have at this time this particular account that has not entered their AVA membership number. And notice it says here you must enter your membership account number to see your membership record, as well as gain access to AVA individual benefits, including numerous discounted entertainment and travel offers. So what I'm going to do is enter this person's membership number. And you'll notice in this case, it's treated like a password, but in fact, when the way it will be implemented, you actually be able to see your number as you type it in. And you'll notice it, first of all, it checks out, aha, yes, this person is lifetime member. And here's the new feature. So it's a member-only access to this member-only's website that contains numerous discounted entertainment and travel offers. And I don't know if this way will ultimately be implemented, but I noticed that the first time you log in, it may ask you to enter an email, and that's not required to really gain access to this member. If you want to get emails, then you enter your email. So I'm going to click on the Go button. And this is strictly a test version of this. So here again, it's asking you to enter your email address. You do not have to do that. This is just so that if you wanted to receive these emails about special offers, you can, but I'm just saying no thanks. And here's the interface that will be shown by Adam here a bit later about what is now available to you as discounts to theme parks, hotels, rental cars, ski resorts, movie tickets, other shopping deals, numerous things that are going to become available through a particular URL that will be wired in here. This is strictly a test URL that will be used to demonstrate this new capability. And if there's no questions about that, again, the idea is that you can only gain access to this if you have a valid membership number in place, once you have, so I'm going to log out again. And now if I log in, you'll see that it actually remembers the membership number. So you only have to enter it once. And if I go to the My Awards page, you'll see that it remembers your number. And so you can go, you don't have to enter the number every time. It's basically behind your login capability, and then a valid membership number. And in fact, it checks that your membership at least agrees with the last name of the information that goes with that membership. And then the other thing, you can always check that we have your valid address. So that's all I have, and I'm ready now to yield the floor to Adam.
Thank you, Mike. And the next speaker up this evening will be Adam Freckenberg from EBG Solutions, which is the provider of the benefits that will be available through myava.org. So, Adam, if you are ready, please have at it.
Thank you very much for the introduction, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening. Thank you from everybody from the AVA for having me and for joining in a new partnership. We are excited to be working with you and providing you your own discount site. Tonight, we're going to just take you through in a little bit more detail what that looks and feels like for you and what that experience will be. So when you get it and you have access to it, you'll have an understanding on a couple of things that I think will help make that an easier transition for you. So as we were just told, EBG, Entertainment Benefits Group, has a product called Member Deals, which is what you see here. And all of our Member Deal sites, they look and feel the same. And what happens is we get discounts from large companies, let's call them Fortune 500 type companies. And in order for them to work with us, they're required to give us a price or a rate that's going to be better on our site than it is on their own site. So many people are probably wondering, well, why would they do that? I'd be wondering the same thing myself. So again, remember, these are big companies, right? And they have big advertising budgets, and we know what they typically do. They'll give a small discount to a large audience because they're paying for that very, very expensive advertising. Okay, the other known part of this equation, but lesser known to many folks, is they also work with companies like EBG. And EBG is a closed user group, and that's why it was so important to go over the beginning of this presentation. Meaning EBG does not work with the public. We are not like Netflix or Amazon where anybody can go and sign up. We have partnerships with organizations like the AVA, and then they can offer this discount platform to their members. So that's why it's key to have credentials where you can log in and access them. And so for us, they give us a bigger discount that's going to a smaller audience, but most importantly, that they don't have to pay for with their advertising dollars. And that's why we get good pricing. Hope that makes sense to everybody. So let's take you through the site really quick. We actually just have done a new relaunch on the site. Kind of bigger sort of visuals if you see here, like I'd call them hero shots, right? People are more into the visuals and kind of the understanding of what's going on through those graphics as opposed to reading, right? Through all that kind of stuff. So here you're going to see all kinds of stuff on, visually speaking, theme parks. Here we're going to have all kinds of attractions. Everything on the site, by the way, is family friendly. Live events, sporting events, concerts. You can scroll to the left, right, and see some other things. We have amazing offers. We change this out every week, right? So you can come in here and see some of the new things that we have going on. We have travel in terms of hotels, rental cars here, things that we've recently looked at. I recently showed somebody in our demo site this aquarium here. We have all the major theme parks all across the country, top destinations. So again, this is exactly what your site's going to look like top to bottom. However, the main difference, really the only difference, is you're going to see the AVA logo in here, along with the AVA colors, where you see the purple in this navigation bar and this search bar. But the look the feel, the design will be identical to what you see here. Okay, and it bears repeating. Remember, we don't work with the public, so there's nowhere to sign up. There's nowhere to sign in. You have to sign into your AVA account to be able to get access to your member deals discounts. And you can do that any single day of the week, every single day of the year. So you can use these discounts all the time, anytime, which is great. So let's show you some of the things that are kind of in here. So for example, travel, right? We have hotels, we have flights, we have rental cars. Of course, you can package and save. We also have the opportunities to roll out cruises if you might want to putting your next vacation on the water as something. Theme parks, right? We work with all the major theme parks all across the country. We have hotels all across the world. Same with rental cars. We have a part in here that changes. Right now it's skiing resorts. Literally just yesterday, it was water parks. So there's some seasonality in here for you, depending on if you're looking for some summer or some winter activities. Movie tickets. We work with all the major chains all across the country. We can also break this up geographically, and I'm going to go back in a little bit more depth and show you some of these things, but just to briefly show you, we have shopping deals. It's our own marketplace, if you will. We have discounted memberships to Sam's Club and AARP, and then ticketing events, shows, sports, concerts. So let's go and take a quick look at just a couple of these things for you. So for example, theme parks. Let's take a look at Disney, right? Disney is undoubtedly the most popular theme park, maybe the most popular brand in the entire world. We have all different kinds of tickets that you can get. Tickets are going to range. So do you want a 1 or 2 day ticket, a 5, 6, 7, 8 day ticket? They're all available. Let's just show you what's here on the demo site. And again, this would be reflected on what's on your site as soon as we go live. We use what we call strike through pricing, right? For example, this $210, this is how much it's going to cost if you went to Disney directly. Because we're a closed user group and again, not working with the public, you'll get that same ticket for $199.50, right? Other tickets, here's one for $250, right? We offer it for $237, and so on and so forth. So sometimes with a company like Disney, these are modest savings because Disney really, let's be honest, they don't have to discount a whole lot. They have a lot of built-in demand. People like to go, but you know what? If you're going for a family of 4 and you can save, 10, 15 bucks a ticket, well, that's a good start to saving some money on your day, right? But the good news is we can help you save in some other areas as well. So for example, with your hotels, let's click on Orlando Hotels as an example. And let's just go to the default. Whatever is in here is fine. I'm just going to hit search. And so again, remember, we get closed user group pricing. We work with all the hotels all around the world, but we have direct deals with some of them. And those ones that we have direct deals with, which of course are going to give you the most savings. So if you see a little green flag here, for example, on this one, you're going to save $299, almost $300 on your stay. This one, you're going to save $477 on your stay. Again, for those default dates that we put in here, right? Those 3 nights. Here, you're going to save $94, so a little bit less. But let's take a look here. The Coco Key Hotel Resort, only $72 a night, but there's no green flag. And so what that means for you is we don't have a direct deal with that particular hotel, but we still want to make it available. So what we do is we search all the 11 largest public hotel site offerings and pull back the lowest one that's available. So at the very least, if you want a specific hotel where we don't have a direct deal, you will still get the best price that's out there for others. But I'll tell you what most people do is they don't search most popular, they search biggest discounts. And if you come in here and search this way, now you're going to see all the green flags, for many pages, right? And again, all different kinds of hotels, high-end hotels, 3-star, 2-star hotels, etc. So depending on what your budget is, or maybe if you have a preference for a certain hotel chain, you can certainly find that. And again, you'll see many, many of these direct deals notated by these green flags here. Okay. Rental cars, again, works the exact same way. We have ski resorts. If anybody's a skier out there now, we have a pretty cool program out here. So you can certainly come and pick a certain location if you want to be able to do that. We have some passes that you can use across all different kinds of mountains if you want to be able to go and ski in multiple locations. That's kind of neat to be able to do. And again, now we're just started ski season here. If we fast forward 6 months and ski season is ending, then we're going to have water parks in here, right? So again, we have that balance of the warm and cold weather activities. Movie tickets. Again, we work with all the major chains here all across the country. We can just pop in here and take a look. So again, all different kinds of packages, all different kinds of programs. You want tickets only? Okay. Do you want to get some food? Great. Or do you want to get a combo of tickets and food? We can do all that too. So you'll see that. And what's great about this particular offer is you're not buying a ticket for the 12 o'clock showing of a specific show. These are vouchers, right? So you can use these vouchers for any movie at any time, which is also nice. And again, you'll see that strike through pricing here, right? So if you went to Regal in this case, and you wanted to buy this, it would be $29 and change through them. It's $19 and change through us. So you're saving $10 per person on that. Not bad. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that you can do here. Now, what's also nice is we can break this up geographically. So if I come over here to choose a city and click on view all national cities as an example, well, we can now look at this a little differently. So for example, I live in Fort Lauderdale. So if I click on Fort Lauderdale, I can now look for some things to do in my own backyard, right? Ways to save some money, find some activities, maybe something to take the kids out and do. And I can start look at some of these different things that are available here. Or conversely, maybe I'm going to be traveling somewhere, right? And I want to get some ideas on things to do and places to go. So if I come back here and click on view all national cities, well, where are we going? Well, you tell me. Maybe we're going to Los Angeles or New Orleans or New York or Dallas. Again, wherever it is, you can get some ideas on things to do and ways to save money doing it. Please note, we focus here domestically in North America. We do have some things, though fewer internationally if someone was going to be traveling abroad. Okay, shopping deals. So let's take a quick look over here. We'll click at view all. This is like our own mini version of Amazon. But again, all kinds of cool stuff in here. Small ticket items like, you know, flowers and candy. Big ticket items like cars. And I will tell you, we have our own site for this internally at our company, and I've used this frequently. For example, I have a dog. I have a giant Great Dane, and I get my pet insurance through here. I've been thrilled with that, especially a couple of weeks ago when I had to take him, and it was a pretty large bill. Bill's now wiped away thanks to the pet insurance. So thank you very much. Appreciate member deals. All kinds of stuff in here that you might want to use. Aside from that, so for example, we have this little brand called Apple that many people seem to like, right? So we have the Apple Employee Purchase Program. You want to go get a new phone? Great. Why not save some money on it? You want to search what's in here? Great. You can search by a certain brand. You can come over here and just search certain categories, right? Or you can come up here and search the whole site for anything that you might want to see. Okay. Memberships. We sell discounted memberships to Sam's Club and AARP because some of us are close to joining that very illustrious club. And then your ticketing events, right? So shows, sporting events, concerts. So think Broadway, right? Vegas residencies. You want to go to the Sphere? Great. We got discount tickets to that. We're the only one to have that. Off Broadway. Fantastic. You a sports fan? Terrific. We work with all the major sporting leagues. We work with both Live Nation and Ticketmaster as an example. Concerts, again, I use it in my personal life quite a bit here. I really enjoy live music. I use the site frequently for this. And then, you know, your featured shows, your traveling outfits like a Cirque or a Blue Man Group, right? Your seasonal things like a Radio City Christmas Spectacular, or kind of maybe your one-off more niche things like the Metropolitan Opera, right? So all kinds of stuff on here. And again, it all works similarly, right? You can come in here, you want to go see the Eagles. Perfect. We can go in here and say, what city do we want to look at? Fantastic. Maybe I want to go see them on Halloween, right? Fantastic. We can do that. And it's going to give us a little map of the stadium, kind of like you've seen in other areas. What kind of tickets are we looking at? And again, what's great about our site is we use what we call all-in pricing, right? Where the fees are included. So it's not one of those things where you're like, oh, my ticket's $100 or $200 or $300, and you check out and now it's $100 more, right? We all hate that. So that's what's kind of nice about this. You can come in here and just go ahead and book your tickets. Now, super important, please note this. When you're coming in from the AVA site, you've logged into their site, but you have not logged into your member deal site here. So when you make a purchase, you are now going to have to fill out a shopping cart, very typical, right? Name, address, email, and tell us who you are, because we don't know who you are. And that way we, of course, can get you your confirmation, your receipt on all the different things that you might be purchasing along the way. So we want to make sure you have that. The last thing I'll share with you is this. If any of your folks here have any questions on anything, not to worry. We are the merchant of record, not somebody else. That means we provide customer support. You can contact us anytime. You can send us an email. You can call us. Whatever you want to do, the customer service is open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day of the week, every single day of the year in English and Spanish. So we can really help anybody if any customer service issues might arise that they need some help with. So, we think the site is really deep and really wide. And as a result, there's kind of something here for everyone. And that's why we're excited to partner with the AVA so you can offer this to all of your members. So let me stop right there. And that's what I had to present with you today. But I'm happy to take any questions that you guys might have about the site.
Okay. Well, Adam, this is Bob, the host this evening. And I think one question would be, when do you anticipate this becoming available to our membership?
Yeah, fair question. It should be soon. My hope and expectation would be that we would deliver it to you before the end of the month, and then you would then be able to roll it out anytime shortly thereafter. Again, what's great about our partnerships with organizations like the AVA and others is this: it's low tech, it's simple. And as you had said at the beginning, at the top of our call, we're going to give you a link and you're going to drop that link behind your sign-in wall. That way it's unique only for your members, right? You have to have credentials to get into your site before you can come to your member deals page here. So we hope to roll that out very shortly if everything stays on schedule.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I should be, as soon as I get the email with the appropriate information, I should be able to roll it out the same day. It's really not a very straightforward thing to do.
okay. Thank you.
Excellent. I'm here for any other questions that you or anyone on the call has that I can help address for you.
I have a question or two. This is Terry.
Hi,
Okay,
Terry.
and Mike, so you're saying, and I have one, just to verify what you said, Mike, this membership will start with, at the end of this month, correct?
Yeah, given that we get the information, there's one little link that they got to give me, and then I put that on our website, and then you'll have access. Just, it'll look like what been demonstrated here, but the details of how you get there will be different. And like he says, it'll have our logo where it says Fun Impact. It'll have the AVA logo and the colors and everything, and then it'll be obvious that it's live, so to speak. But even at that, you will not. What I demonstrated you was something that is only at this time available to myself and another test account. At that time, when I get the correct information, I roll it out for all accounts.
Okay.
That anybody that has a
So if we
my.ava.
see it on the website, then we can go ahead and.
That's
and
right.
Do it.
That's
Okay,
right.
questions to Adam is there any type of a points accumulation with this membership into your business? And do we have, what happens if we actually belong to like a Wyndham or international, IHG? Do we get points if we use your website?
Yeah, Terry, good questions. So right now we are actually rolling out a new points program for one of our sister solutions. If that goes smoothly, then we very well might be rolling it out to the member deal solution. To be clear, that's not available today. but it is something potentially that we would be making available at some point down the road. Regarding your second question, yeah, I'm a Marriott person. I use Marriott for my business travel and my personal travel, and I book on here frequently. And what I do is I simply give them my membership number when I get there, and they just add it to it, and I've never had a problem with it. So I would assume other sites and other chains work similarly. I couldn't attest to it, but I haven't heard any problems where people haven't gotten their recognition or their loyalty points from any other providers that way. So I presume it would be a smooth and easy transaction that way for you if you just tell them to add it manually.
Adam, is it
Okay.
your experience? Is it your experience that, for example, for Marriott, that you're getting a discount off of what's offered off the Marriott site itself for your
Yeah, so
rooms?
that's correct. So again, if we go back here, like we showed in the example here, there's all different kinds of hotels, and there's all different kinds of rooms. So one of the things that you might have seen if you're a fairly frequent traveler, again, you can come in here and search by area. You can search by brand if you want to, right? If I only want to look at Marriott in this case, right? We can do that. And then the idea here is you can go and search those different kind of room types. Sorry, I'm having a little problem there. And then you can go and say there's different room types that you want to make available to you, right? So that could be, let's go here. Sorry, I'm having a little issue there. I timed out. That's why. Apologies. So you can come in here and we have different room options. So some rooms that you maybe see available now, they are non-refundable options. But in exchange for that, they'll give you a lower rate. So if you want to go and pay a lower rate and you understand like you're not going to be able to cancel, that's an individual choice that we'll all make. But yes, again, you'll see different prices for different rooms or different room types or different packages that are even available here along the site. And then you can choose which one best serves you. But yeah, you'll get an understanding of what those rooms are. Again, what the overview is of each one of them. It gives you those specifics, right? In terms of that hotel, the location, those amenities. If you're looking for something specifically nearby, again, we're generally going to call those out like this in this scenario. How far the airports are, dining options. So we try to give you a very full understanding of what's involved with each hotel reservation. But to, again, more succinctly answer your question, there are different room types, and different room types, just like at a hotel website, have different rules and regs that go with them. Terry, does that help answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Of course. What other questions do you guys have that maybe I could help with?
And Adam, this is Bob,
Hey,
the
Bob.
host again. On the left of this screen, I noticed that you were providing ratings,
Yep,
various lodging facilities,
that's correct.
and do you only use the one source for the ratings?
That's a great question. So the answer is today, yes, we do use a single source for ratings. Now, those ratings come from a number of other sources that they conglomerate to get that single score. But the answer is yes, it's a one system solution. You can, of course, get more information on the ratings. You can look at other rating sites if that's important to you. But the ratings, remember, they're not customer-based ratings. These are based on amenities. These are based on the stay, right? So if you're going to tell me you want to go to a Red Roof Inn, as an example, fine hotel, but they're not going to be a 4.5 star property, right? They're going to be probably more of a 2 to 2.5 star property. A lot of times we know what they are with the chains because we're more familiar with those brands. But for the independents, if you've never been to Orlando, you might not know the Caribe Royale is a really nice hotel. So we want to call that out so you can see what you're getting. And again, if we go back, this also has a lot to do with, what are those most popular, or we can come over here. What are the biggest discounts, right? We can also search that way as well.
So does anyone else have any questions for Adam or Mike this evening regarding the EBG solutions or how it will operate on at myava.org?
I think it needs to be pointed out that actually AVA will get a small amount of every booking that is done through this website.
Yeah, that is correct. So we have partnerships and we try to make these partnerships mutually beneficial, right? And so what we like to do is create a relationship where we can help you create some additional revenue and additional loyalty for your members using this site to go and make their reservations on all of these things. Another important thing to share with everybody here on the phone is this. Please know that our company does not want your email addresses. We do not sell personal information. That's not how we make our money. That's not the line of business we are in. We are in hospitality business, if you see here, theme parks, entertainments, attractions, and transactional marketing is how we do it. So your information, your personal information will be safe and stored and not sold to anybody. And again, you're going to be now partnering with your AVA organization to help drive additional loyalty and revenue to them as a result of your using this site.
Are there any additional questions from anyone this evening? If not, I would like to thank Adam Frachtenberg and Mike for being available this evening to provide us with information regarding the upcoming benefits and how to access them. So,
Sure. Bob, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank the members of the AVA. We're excited to work together again in our mutually beneficial partnership. We're looking forward to launching this with you soon and hopefully hearing some great stories about how you're saving money and enjoying using the site.
yes. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening.
Okay. So now, as most of you may have read in the latest edition of the Checkpoint and previously in the couple of earlier checkpoints, 2026 is the 50th anniversary year for the American Volkssport Association. And there are a number of activities that will be offered. Some of those activities are going to involve one or two featured events each month, which will provide you with credit toward a special program offered by the national office. So, and with that, Henry, would you like to explain the national program?
Sure. So there's a special passport book that you can purchase, and you don't have to. It's the goal is obviously to try to get all the walks in, but there are quite a few, and they're all over the country. So I don't know how realistic that might be for many, but so you can finish half of the book, and then you can redeem that for a commemorative award or item, if you will. And then you finish the full book. I believe you get that as well as a T-shirt. And I don't know the cost. I think it was in the checkpoint. For the book.
$15 is what I recall.
Okay,
Henry.
so it's $15 and that includes everything. So and the passport book, you'll get stickers when you go to the walks, and you'll put those stickers in the book, sort of a commemorative sticker of the different logos of the participating clubs in the 50th anniversary.
So, thank you, Henry. Does anyone have any questions about the special one program for next year? If not, I would
I
like
guess
to-
I'd like to point out that you can get to the 50th anniversary listing of events in a convenient way from the my.ava.org. Let me share my screen for a second. So you should be seeing my screen. And you see now there's a new ad right here. If you click on that, it'll take you directly to the 50th anniversary website where there's a description of all the events and their dates. And in principle, all these will also become available and be labeled in a distinct way, but I think we've got to work on that a little bit. If you go to find and then multi-day fests, I think we're going to work on trying to get those that are AVA 50 to have their first part of the name of their fest AVA 50. Got to work with the publication committee on that, but the idea is you'll have a fest, and the nice thing about going through the fest, for example, the Atlantic, let's see, yeah, the chairman's weekend, right? So if you click on details, then these are the exact events that they've sanctioned to go with that, and then you've got their brochure, which is available to tells you in more detail, and plus has a registration form. In this case, for the chairman's walk. So that's all I got there.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And just to lead things off, I want to point out that Mid-America region itself will have 3 50th anniversary events next year. First of which will be the Mid-America Regional Conference Walking Weekend, which will run from June the 19th to June the 21st. And that will be followed by the Mackinac Bridge Walk on the 7th of September, which is Labor Day in 2026, which will be hosted by Regional Director. And in November, the Ohio Wanderfreunde will be hosting an event the first Saturday following Veterans Day in Ohio. So for those of you who on the East Coast who might be less inclined to make some of the long trips to do all of the events, you have 3 events relatively close, at least east of the Mississippi, that can be combined with events in your own region and the other neighboring regions to visit or to do 8 50th anniversary events. And with that, I see that oh, I see Carl, you are here. So, Carl, would you like the opportunity to plug your event in January.
Of course, being the one that kicks it off, I have to talk, right? So yeah, we're actually doing quite well. We have right now we have about 30 people or so that have pre-registered for our event. This will be in Boulder City, which is about 25 miles from Las Vegas. So easy to get to if you're flying. If you're driving, well, it depends where you're driving from, whether it's easy or not. But we do have some people that are coming in by plane. We have people coming in by cars already that we know of. Boulder City is the town that built Hoover Dam. And we've got 3 special events. We've got 2 traditionals. And then part of our program is 1 year-round that we have available all the time, but we wanted to highlight it for this event. One of the walks will be a very unique walking through the railroad tunnels that transported the large items to Hoover Dam. This is now a walking path, and you, if you do the 10K, you're walking through 5 different tunnels that were built into the mountain, or carved into the mountain, if you will, to let the train pass. We also have another walk that's the Bootleg Canyon walk that includes natural areas of the mountainous region around Lake Mead, as well as part of the northern part of Boulder City. On Friday, we have a special deal with one of the local restaurants to provide a fajita buffet, and all you can eat fajitas for a special price. That is limited to 40 people. We're about 50% full now. So if you want to do this, you need to get your pre-registrations in so we can get you on the list for the buffet. On Saturday, we have a very special event that is actually a regular event hosted by Boulder City Chamber of Commerce, and that's a wine walk. Now, for the wine walk, at least 25 of the businesses in Boulder City stay open at night, and they go out and they buy whatever kind of wine they want to buy. You participate by purchasing your access, which includes a wine glass and a wristband that shows that you're actually 21 or older. And you can walk along the streets of Boulder City, explore these businesses, and drink wine at the same time. You don't have to drink wine. If you don't want to drink wine, you can still get 5K credit for doing the wine walk. Because it does encompass most of the historic downtown Boulder City year-round that we have. So everybody will get 5K for doing the wine walk, whether they drink wine or not. We do have a special hotel deal with the Best Western. We're close to filling our first block. We hope we get a second block of rooms. So again, pre-registration is important if you want to come to Boulder City, Nevada for our event in January. And it's January 9th through the 11th. If you're booking the hotel, it will say the 7th through the 12th, because they're already building in discounted days for you to do more things before or after, because the Las Vegas High Rollers and Strollers actually have 12 walking events in the Las Vegas Valley, 3 in Boulder City, as well as others around Las Vegas. We also have one in St. George, Utah. So there's a lot of opportunity if you want to come down, spend some time with us. January is a good month. It shouldn't be too cold. It might be chilly, but February is usually the colder month in our area. But it's certainly not the warm month like 115 degrees that you might have in August. So it's a great time to visit, and we encourage everyone. Please go to our website, lvhrs.org. And on our homepage, there's a link there to go to the 50th anniversary celebration and a form that you can download to get all the information on all of the events and all the pricing, and then fill that out and mail that in to us. please get us your information, your pre-registration by December 10th. December 10th for the January 9th start of this event.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Does anyone have any questions for Carl this evening regarding the events in Boulder City for the 50th anniversary? And in case no one has seen the full schedule of events, the second month of featured events is in February down in the San Antonio area, which will include a Friday event
I missed you.
in Fredericksburg, Texas. So, and Henry, are there any other POCs for that event other than yourself?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
defer to Amanda on that one. I see her online.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, yeah. So on Friday, we're going to kick off with our 50th anniversary walk in Fredericksburg. It's going to be, we're going to have our opening ceremony there in the middle of the town, and it should be a fun community walk. We'll have some entertainment. We'll have some vendors, some food. So it should be a fun time. Our partnered hotel is at Spring Hill Suites in San Antonio. So if you are coming in from out of town, you can choose the bus option if you don't feel like driving, and the buses will pick you up and drop you off over there and bring you back to the hotel. On Saturday, we're going to have we'll have our big walks going through San Antonio, and they'll all end at the AVA National Office, and we're activating all of the businesses on South Alamo Street, or a good chunk of businesses on South Alamo Street, and they all are going to have some free goodies for all of our participants that come back from the walk. And then we'll have some fun entertainment, and it should be good. Just community building, and should be a fun time. And then Sunday we'll do another morning walk, and then we'll end with our closing ceremony, giving out our awards, our Golden Boot Award. So our registration is up for that. You can go to TexasTrailRoundup.org, and you should see the registration button on there.
Okay. Thank you, Amanda. And
Hey,
does
Bob?
anyone have any questions for Amanda
Yes,
or Henry?
yes.
Okay, Leslie?
Yeah. So I'd like to know, it's almost a mile. I think it says like 8/10 of a mile from the host hotel to the Beethoven, whatever, Manacor, which is the start hall. Is the that mileage calculated into the walks, or is that additional each way? So any walk is almost two miles more.
I'll take a stab at that one. I didn't realize it was that far, Leslie. I'll double check that. But we can definitely give credit for that. We'll see how we can work that out.
All right. Because
I don't think it's that far though, a mile.
it said 8/10 of a mile when
Yeah,
I put it on Google.
Mhm.
yeah, okay. I'll double check that. See what we can do.
All right.
Yes. 8/10 of a mile is exactly 1 kilometer.
Well, it's a little more than a
Little bit
kilometer.
more.
Not much.
That's 2.5. That's 2.5 more kilometers.
Yeah.
So, okay. Are there any other questions this evening? If not, are there any?
Henry, I'm planning to work like I have in the past at the TTR.
Thank you. I know there was talk actually about having the start at the hotel for the walk, so that they might have already been looking into that. Our trail master's been out of the city, so we'll double check, but I know we were actually talking about starting those walks at the hotel, so maybe that was why.
Okay.
Yes, we are wanting to start at the hotel and then end at the office. But yeah, anyone who wants to volunteer, there is also a volunteer registration on the website as well. So if you want to volunteer for anything, you can fill out that form.
Okay. And Amanda, does that apply to any of the 50th anniversary events?
That's just for the TTR.
Just for the TTR? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So if there are no other questions for national office, are there any other POCs for any of the other 50th anniversary events?
Terry,
Pardon?
Yes,
Terry's one.
There's one? Okay. So,
I'm South Central Regional Director, and I am spearheading the I think it's the 15th Regional Roundup, South Central Regional Roundup. I'm pushing for this to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Route 66. And it goes through 3 states in our region. And I'm trying to encourage some other clubs to, of course, sponsor some activities. But right now, I'm planning to have 9 events the last weekend of October into November. It will be maybe 3 year rounds included in that 9 event series. And it's kind of a nomad type of an event. We'll have initial planning is 2 nights will be Joplin, 2 nights will be in Tulsa for motels and dinners arranged. We'll have Joplin as a year-round. Then we'll have 2 walks in Kansas, 1 at Riverton, and then we will be using the Baxter Springs year-round. Then we'll have going into Oklahoma, we'll be at Miami, Bonita, Claremore, Tulsa, Bristow, and possibly Chandler. So there will be events over that 4 or 5 days, possible swims. So we're very much in the planning stage. I know what I want to do, but some of the other clubs haven't come on. So nothing's printed. It's just being advertised at that of Halloween Clicks on Route 66.
oh, Terry, this is Bob. Were you also trying to get any events along US 66 through Illinois where it
Well,
originates?
this is a roundup for the South Central.
Okay,
It's kind of like their get together for the five states. But I personally, I'm working on a special program for Route 66.
okay. To bring back the one that had been
That was
offered previously.
held 20 years ago or so
Okay,
by Elaine Shamus, yes.
thank you. And does anyone have any questions for Terry this evening? If not, thank you, Terry. And
Thank you.
are there any other points of contact for any of the other 50th anniversary events who would like to plug their event for only a minute or 2 yet? If not, I would like to point out that future webinars in this series will offer the other POCs some available time toward the end of the webinar to plug their events. So with that, I would like to thank everyone for being present this evening and for your questions, as well as the additional information regarding the 50th anniversary events. And are there any questions before we adjourn this evening?
Bob, can I clarify on the passport book?
Yes.
You failed to mention that, so that I believe there are 17 different events, and some of the events are 1 day, multi-day, one walk, several walks, a conference. So for the passport book, you just have to complete one of the walks within that event. So they have 5 walks. If you complete one walk, you get the stamp book that qualifies.
Okay.
And for those that finish the whole book, you'll get a lot more than a t-shirt. I don't know what, but
Yes.
if somebody finishes that book, you're gonna get more than a t-shirt.
You will definitely be doing some traveling if you do all 17 events. So with that, it is now 8:57 Eastern Time. That's 7:57 Central Time. And does anyone have anything for the good of the group before we adjourn? If not, thank you all for attending this evening, and I